This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, but also getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. You can find the link to our playlist in the show notes. Welcome to episode 71. I'm your host, Simon Fink. Our guest today is Alice Skye. The Wergaia and Wemba Wemba musician, based in Victoria, recently released her gorgeous second record, I Feel Better But I Don't Feel Good. In today's episode, we're talking with Alice about the new record, working with Jen Cloher, and her connection to Phoebe Bridgers. Here we go. Our guest today is an incredible singer-songwriter from Victoria who recently released her incredible second record, I Feel Better But I Don't Feel Good. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours, Alice Skye. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today? I'm
pretty good, thanks. Not too bad.
That's good. That's good. Well, where are you joining us from today?
I am in Melbourne on Wurundjeri country. I just moved out to the suburbs quite far out, so it's a bit of a change. It's really nice.
Right. How are you finding the change?
I'm loving it. I've only been out this way, sort of out near Warrandyte for like a month now. Are you in Melbourne?
No, we're in Adelaide.
Oh, you're in Adelaide. Right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think just after the lockdown, a change was needed for me.
That's very fair. I do know some people who live in Victoria and in Melbourne, and after the lockdown, they went a little bit further out to find a little bit more space, a little bit more like peace and quiet. And I think it's not a crazy idea. It's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, it's not a crazy idea. Not the craziest.
Congratulations. You recently released your second studio album, I Feel Better But I Don't Feel Good. How does it feel to have it out there?
It feels really nice. I think especially not playing shows or anything. I haven't played shows in a long time. So, yeah, it's feeding some kind of part of me that remembers that I play and write music.
That's right. I'm a musician, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, have I made this all up? Yeah. So it's been nice.
I am very curious about the title. I think it's so far one of my favourite titles of the year because it has this like duality to it almost, where it's optimistic, but it's still a little bit like there's a little bit of concern there as well. Where did the title come from?
It was just a text I sent to a friend when they were asking me how I was, and yeah, I thought it was funny. So I wanted to put it into a song, and I knew really early on I wanted that to be the album, like before some of the other songs were written. But it all just kind of seemed to fall under that, umbrella of, feeling better, but,
I can understand that. I can respect that, yeah. The record does, I guess, touch on things within that realm of like feeling better but not good or great. It does kind of touch on like mental health and things like topics like that. When you're writing and when you're songwriting, how do you feel like approaching those kind of topics and being able to use them as therapy, I guess, is one way to phrase it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't think about it, like when I'm writing it, I'm not thinking about it as a song that other people will listen to just yet. Like, I guess I'm just writing what comes to mind and what I need to put somewhere other than my head. So, yeah, I guess that part is kind of therapeutic and like a coping strategy, but I think the releasing it and sharing it is more of the cathartic part of it. But yeah, I kind of only really think about it afterwards when I'm asked to talk about the content of the songs and like what they're about and stuff, and just being like, oh yeah, like but yeah, it's just what has I've always been drawn to, I guess, in other people's music, so probably makes sense that it's found its way into my writing.
That's very fair. I can understand that. Have you found that you've found that similar thing, that what you just said, that you've connected with other people's music that is like honest and kind of raw in a way? Have you had that same reaction from fans of yours?
Yeah, the reactions have been really so nice. It's such a crazy and nice thing to hear that it's resonating with people, because that's why I love music. That's why a lot of people love music, is a place to have something reflected back to you, like by someone else, and that can be comforting, or can be like a soundtrack to cry to, or I don't know, do anything to. So it's very nice. It's a really nice feeling.
Of course. You do have some relatively mentioning fans. I was speaking to some people in preparation for today, and they were very excited that you were coming onto the podcast. You do also have some fans in some very high places. I believe that where are we? The Avalanches, Moby, Midnight Oil are all in the Alice Skye fan club. What is it like having some heavy hitters like that in your corner?
Oh yeah, I mean, not at all what I envisioned, but they're all great songwriters, and especially like big Australian names that I grew up with. So it's really it's nice. That's all I can say. It's nice.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a valid response.
It's just I think when you like sit and when I have stuff. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
How did the Midnight Oil? Because I know that you've toured with them and played with them on stage. How did that kind of, I guess, working relationship come about, or how did you first hear that they were fans of yours?
I think it was in the lead up to them recording their album that they just released in collaboration with a lot of other First Nations artists like Uncle Bunna Laurie and like Tasman Keith, who's like a young rapper. So, like elders that have been around and, young people coming up. Which is really cool to be a part of, because I think Midnight Oil in particular speaks to like a really big like kind of intergenerational fan base, and is music that people's parents love, but like their kids, I don't know, I really like music that has that kind of thread that it can pull through families. So yeah, when they asked, I was quite excited. and it was kind of one of those ones that, you tell the family and they're like, oh, Alice is like doing some pretty cool stuff. But, like they've been using their platform to speak about First Nations issues like since the 80s. So, it's really nice that they asked me to be involved with their kind of most recent interpretation of how they use their platform and things like that. I think it's really cool.
Definitely. I imagine it, as you're saying, it is definitely one to take home and at the dinner table kind of like drop that news and everyone's like, oh, nice.
Yeah. Especially, I'm from a country town too, so it's like, they're a massive deal.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, everywhere.
With this second album of yours, it is a fuller band sound now. The songs are a little bit more like in Party Tricks. There's like a wall of sound with the guitars. What was the decision to not totally reinvent, but what was the decision to like add to the sound that you'd already built on from that first release?
I guess Party Tricks for me is like the music I always wanted to make as like a teenager, and that was what I listened to, and like bands like the Cranberries that have these huge bands behind Dolores O'Riordan's that beautiful voice. And I guess, I don't know, there was a lot of music like that in my like teen years that I gravitated towards. Just that like angsty kind of turn up really loud in your headphones sort of music. So I really loved that song. And I think, the first album, Friends with Feelings, I wasn't with my band mates that I play with, twin brothers, Sam and Kane. I grew up with them in my hometown. And so having them in the room for this album, I think really helped with that. And just being like older, I was only, I think, like 19, 20 sort of when I did Friends with Feelings. I mean, I'm only 26 now, but like, it's like, I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing with the first album. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but it's just fun to play with different elements and instruments and
of course,
genres and stuff.
I feel that any first like release from an artist, you're still kind of finding your feet, and then from there you're able to like grow and add stuff or change things, and that's definitely why you can as you said, continue to like do different things. And I'm sure that the third and fourth record and fifth record will build on that as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
The record was produced by Jen Cloher, who is obviously an amazing solo artist in her own right. How did that opportunity come about, and how was the experience for you for having someone who I guess has already gone through the artist aspect of it to be behind the deck and be able to help you in producing it?
Yeah, it was something I knew. I don't know, just I saw Jen read a keynote speech at some event in Melbourne, and I just loved the way she talked about music and her approach to music and her approach to the industry, and clearly just how much she loved songwriting. And then we were I did a panel discussion with her and some other great writers, a panel discussion on songwriting, and after already being a fan, just like being able to sit, down and talk about songwriting.
This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first, call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee with your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 an order. Additional terms apply.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Just, really cemented my kind of just like, I really, just like that, like nerd out, I love this stuff so much. And so we just, we kind of, I don't know, just met properly there. And, now she's just like a beautiful friend of mine and like someone that I really, I don't know, I think it was important for me to have someone in the room that there was a shared understanding of, both music and just like life and like the angle that you're coming at it from. Because my songs, I guess, are pretty personal, so it would feel weird to not have that kind of connection with someone.
Of course. I imagine that if it's like a hired gun or whatever, that it could be a very different experience if there's not that level of trust and connection there. Yeah,
she was really great to have in the room, and I like the songwriter's approach to like the producer role, and like she said she'd never done it before, but I'm like, I don't know, you probably like produce your own songs pretty good, so but she was really good at it. I think it would be really hard, like I don't think I could do it. I mean, definitely not yet, but just, I don't know, trying to push people out of their comfort zone can be hard, and, throwing around ideas to people that have, I don't know, songwriters can be pretty, I mean, I can be pretty, you could offend someone easily by being like, you know what? But, she's, I think it's a skill to be able to push people without making them feel pushed or shoved.
Yeah, 100%. I imagine it's a little bit of a double-edged sword almost, that you know what buttons not to push, but then you know what buttons to push as well in a way. Because they've probably gone through it. I imagine that she's probably gone through it herself and is like, don't be that person that I hated or whatever. So. Yes, yeah. One of the more personal tracks on the record I wanted to talk about was the closing track, and I am going to preface this with the apology if I have any mispronunciation. Wergaia. Oh, damn it. I apologise for that.
It's all good.
And I know that it addresses your Wergaia heritage. Did I say Wergaia right? All right. All my research did pay off.
Yes.
It addresses your Wergaia heritage and is sung in the Wergaia language as well, which I think is the first time on your record that you've sung in that. How important was it for you to be able to include this song on the record and have that that part of you like out in the world for everyone to hear and see?
I think I'm still realizing what it means for me, and it will change and evolve over time. But yeah, the process of putting the song on the album was like a little bit of back and forth. I don't know a lot of my language, and I don't speak it conversationally. I just have a dictionary that's been passed through my family, and when I was sort of approaching this song, I called my auntie just to see what she thought, and she just it was really encouraging. It was just like, just do it in your way, like whatever you do is like gonna, I don't know, I think I was worried about it being perfect or being right, or I don't know. And I think even that in itself was interesting because we had our languages taken from us, and now we feel too like imperfect to access them. And so that, to me, I was like, well, that was the whole plan of colonization, was to discourage us from speaking our languages and connecting with our culture, and kind of this like inferiority I think I felt because I grew up kind of split between the two worlds in quotations. So it was pretty important for me, and for my, I just wanted to do something for my family and for myself. And not trying to speak for like blackfellas as a whole, but just like, this is my experience.
This is your truth.
Yeah.
It is a gorgeous song. Could you see yourself possibly, I guess, I know before we talked about album 3, 4 and 5, and could you see yourself in the future using like the language more often in song?
I don't know. I think for me, it's not, I don't want to learn my language so I can sing in it so much. I just want to learn it for myself, and I think that's going to be like an ongoing journey for me. And if it ties in with a song, because just Wergaia and the lyrics are talking about like searching and listening to speak your tongue. So it was kind of, those language words mirrored what I was feeling about them. I don't know, never say never, but
I can definitely understand that if it happens organically and is, you don't want to do it just for the sake of, and I can respect that. Very quickly, before we get to your playlist, I just wanted to touch on the tour that I feel like it's been pushed back a few times for you guys, and I feel terrible, but hopefully, touch wood, I know the dates are reorganised. Yourself and Elizabeth going on tour in September and October. How do you feel about finally being able to get back out there and play these songs?
I'm excited. Like you said, we've rescheduled it quite a number of times. Like a lot of artists have been facing. So I think it'll feel really nice. Once it's happening, but it is just kind of weird. Like, I'll believe it when I am there, kind of headspace. But we haven't played a show in like what feels like months, and I'm excited to just watch Elizabeth too, because I know she's probably, excited to just finally get on stage. So, I'm excited.
I know that there's a lot of fans that are excited as well, and again, touch wood that we will see you guys in September.
Yes.
In October. Alice, would you be happy to talk about your playlist?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, the playlist playlist that you sent through has some classic Australian alternative on there with some Silverchair, with Miss You Love, and something for Kate with Monsters. These albums, I know before you said you're 26, these albums are probably 20 years old now. I think Flank for Kate is 20 years old, Echolalia.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get introduced to these songs, and why did they mean something to you, or why are they on the playlist?
Something for Kate, that album, Echolalia, my oldest sibling introduced me to. I think they were maybe in year 12 when it came out, or when they discovered it. They were in year 12 and just became like the soundtrack for their high school experience. And I kind of love those. I love, what becomes people's high school soundtrack, because it's such like a, you experience heaps of these emotions but don't really have like tools to speak about them. So I feel like music is like a huge crutch and tool,
100% agree.
Tool, yeah. And it's always, I like revisiting my high school obsessions. So yeah, I think maybe I was out of school when my sibling introduced me to this album, but it's a great album start to finish. I love Paul Dempsey's voice, and it just puts you in that like angsty teen kind of headspace, even though I was like maybe 19 or 20 when I listened, but it's very, very, very close to
it in what is meant as a compliment for Paul Dempsey. If you are listening, Something for Kate do have that weird, his voice and the songs do kind of snap you into like an alternative teenage kind of like, nobody understands me, but I've got this kind of mood.
I think it's a huge compliment. I hope you think so too.
It's meant as a compliment, but I just wanted to cover all the bases in case.
Yeah, always good.
Any chance that we get at this podcast, we will take to talk about the brilliance of Phoebe Bridgers. And
I can see the record behind you.
We put this up there for you, that one, and something for Kate as well there.
Thanks.
She appears twice here, once with Kid Cudi and once with Better Oblivion Community Centre. You have a bit of a connection or I'd say a connection with Phoebe Bridgers. Are you happy to tell us what it is?
Funny. Yes, I have a connection with Phoebe Bridgers. No, I think Triple J played one of my songs to her, or played 5 artists that they thought kind of derived from her thing. Yeah. So we have never met or spoken, but she's listened to my song and said that she liked it. So that's nice.
What was it? I'm trying to think, because didn't she say that you were the Australian her, or that I might be taking out of context, but
no,
that's essentially what I took from it.
That's what my friends took from it too. I think she said that Fen Lily, who's an English singer, is like the English version of Phoebe Bridgers, and I am the Australian version of that. So, by extension, I suppose. Yes, I'll take it.
Yeah, of course. That's high praise.
Happy to.
The last track, very quickly, I know we've got to wrap things up in a second, but the last track I wanted to talk about was the Dolly Parton track, I Don't Want You Around Me Anymore. Why, where does your love for Dolly and this song come from?
I actually struggled to pick just one Dolly song when I was making this playlist, because I love so many of them. But I love this ability she has to write about like really heartbreaking stuff. I was going to put When Someone Wants to Leave, when you want them to stay on the playlist. Just like a really sad song about unrequited love, but went with this one because I love that it's just like really like kind of on the nose, and she's just like, yeah, you were half as smart as you say you are. Like, I don't know. I love like the putting her foot down, and just think she's, yeah, one of the best songwriters ever.
It is a great, 100%. It is a great track where she's, as you say, she's putting her foot down, but the song itself never sounds angry or angsty. It's still like, people can't see this because it's a podcast, but I'm trying to bop along.
Yeah. It's very like, playful and funny, and
exactly.
But also like if you were the person that song was written about, you'd be like, oh my gosh. Like, I love that.
Yes, 100%. After listening to the lyrics, after dancing, you'd be like, wait a second. Oh no.
Oh no.
Alice, thank you very much for your time today. I do appreciate you coming on the podcast, and congrats again on I Feel Better, But I Don't Feel Good.
No worries. Thanks so much.
And that's our show. A massive thank you to Alice Skye for her time. I Feel Better, But I Don't Feel Good is out now, and we've left links in the show notes if you'd like to stream the record or buy tickets to her tour. We also want to give a huge shout out to Georgia and Charlotte at Thinking Loud for helping out with today's interview. You can find a link to our Spotify playlist in the show notes, where you'll be able to listen to all of Alice's picks. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Thursday and Friday morning, with guest playlists streaming on Spotify at the same time. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next week, cheers.